Last week you must have been stoked to get back into the team and then perform the way you did.
Yeah, obviously it's been a long couple of months, but I've been working pretty hard at my craft and trying to become the player that they needed me to be when I came back into the team, and I think I delivered that. But obviously, the position I'm in, I've got to keep being able to do that. So yeah.
So tell us about that 2 months then, because you've got a couple of games, got dropped, had to go back to the NEAFL, and you're like among the best players every week in the NEAFL. But what were you trying to work on, and what was the difference between round 5 and round 13 or 14?
I guess leading up into those 2 games, like my grandmother had died and I'd had all this stuff going on. It was pretty ordinary preparation coming into those games, and both those games we played pretty ordinary as a team as well. Unfortunately, I went out of the team, and that's just the way footy goes. And I guess after that, I've never sort of been in that position before, so I've went back and sort of spoke to Nobe, spoke to Fags, a few of the coaches about, because I've always been I can go back, I can go forward, I can play in the midfield, and I sort of had no continuity in my role. So I went back to the NEAFL and said, look, I want to play forward, and I want to play and pinch hit in the midfield a little bit. So they know I can go back if I need, but that's the role if I'm going to come back into the team. And that's what I pretty much did. I just tried to work hard on those positions and trying to force my way into the team in those positions, and feel like I played at a pretty high standard for the 2 months that I was out. But I think it showed on the weekend that when I came back in, I was ready to rock and roll, and see what happens from here. But I'm pretty confident in where I'm heading.
So how'd you process it mentally initially? You said you haven't had to deal with that sort of being left out of the side too often. I imagine it's a difficult thing initially to process.
Yeah, absolutely. It was really difficult to process. No one on a list in the whole AFL wants to be playing reserves football. So it was. I guess it was just. You just had to cop it, and I had a couple of bad days, and I got knocked on the head pretty quickly. So after that, you just go, you know what? I'm lucky to be doing what I'm doing, and just get back to work. And I just had full confidence in myself that I knew if I was doing all the things I needed to do, that I'd be okay. So I was just waiting for my time to come, and fortunately it came, and performed at a pretty high level.
Yeah, I'm sure I'm not the first person that said this to you, but last week looked like a different version of you. For those of us that haven't seen you play NEAFL, physically you were attacking every contest. The speed looked quicker than I've probably ever seen you run, and the intensity. Is that how it felt? And did anything change physically in that sort of 4 to 6, 8 weeks?
I had a couple of chats, as I said, to Fags and to Nobes about sort of what my best looks like, and I felt that the sort of player I am, it's pretty naturally attacking, but if I do that offensive stuff, my defensive stuff sort of takes care of itself. So I was putting myself in positions at NEAFL level where I was able to tackle, and I'm not sure if people look at NEAFL stats and they look, and I was having high numbers, but my tackle numbers are around that 5, 6, 7 mark most weeks, and that's what I was trying to work on. That sort of stuff. That was the sort of stuff they know what I can do, running forward of the ball and with the ball, and creating opportunities for the boys. But I try to work on that inside 50 tackling and that sort of stuff, and trying to do that at a really high intensity. So I felt when I came back in last week, I knew the level I was playing at was good enough. So I think nothing really changed from when I was in the NEAFL to when I came back in, and what I think was good as well, our ball movement really suited me, Link and Charlie and Cam as well. So, and the boys have been really supportive of me, but there's other boys in the same position as I am. You were seeing Tom Cutler and Ryan Bastanak and Corey Lyons is banging the door down. So there's plenty of us sort of just, pretty much banging the door down, and I got my chance and took it, and I'm really thankful for getting that chance, but it could have been any one of us.
Do you feel like that's every week now? Like it seems like a sort of team you don't want to fall out for a week because it's going to be hard to get back in, obviously.
Yeah, absolutely, and I know the level. Like that's what's expected of me now, and that pressure will keep driving me to play better. And as I said before, there's so many guys that can come back in. Like Ben Keys has dropped out of the team, but he went back and absolutely dominated during the week. So I know what I have to do, and I know as a team we know what we have to do. And I think we've only got 2 guys out at the moment, which is just crazy from where we've come from. So yeah, it's an exciting spot to be in as a club.
Yeah, and Melbourne this weekend, like you must be itching to get out there every week at the moment, obviously, now that you've got another opportunity.
Yeah, absolutely. I guess the thing now is every game counts for me. I guess first half of my career, first 6, 7, 8 years, I was playing every week and didn't really have to worry about if I was going to play. If I played a bad one, I knew that I'd get the chance the next week to sort of back up. But obviously, we're in such a better position as a team, and I'm really excited for to be out there now. Like it's lost that, I don't know, footy for players sometimes can become a job. It ticks over and over, and it might be people on the outside might go, what, like you're playing sport for a living, but it can get pretty full on sometimes. So, but I feel that last probably 8 weeks, I really enjoyed coming back in here, and I really love being around the boys, and it's been awesome. And I think it just shows in the way that I've been playing in the NEFL, and then on the weekend that it's becoming fun again. It's doing stuff that I was doing when I was 16, 17, coming up through the ranks. So it's exciting.
It's interesting because externally it looks like you'd be, this guy's playing for his career, and it sounds like you've gone back and you're totally rejuvenated and have a whole new mindset.
Yeah, and I guess the thing for me is like whatever happens throughout the year, end of the year, like I know I control a lot of it, but the direction the club goes in, I want to help as much as I can. So like working with Tom Berry and Tom Joyce and Noah Answorth, like that's where I'm getting my kicks at the moment. Like that's what I'm enjoying. So yeah, I got to look after my own game, but I've been in the system for 10 years, and I think I know what it takes. So to be able to help other players at the same time, I think that's where my excitement, and then to be able to play at the top level again, like it's just, and then being out there with Noah on the weekend, it was exciting. Like it's exciting. So it's good.
Couldn't let you go without asking about the goal of the year nomination as well. Handy to come back in and slot that from a pretty tight angle.
Yeah, it was. I don't know, sort of. You could probably argue it was holding the ball on cue, but it sort of just fell into my hands. But yeah, it was good, and that's what I mean. Like that's the sort of stuff I was doing as a kid. So it just brings that fun and enjoyment factor, and the way we're playing. It's just fun being out there, and I won't take it for granted for maybe what I was doing 3 or 4 years ago when I was playing every week. So I'm excited for this coming week and the rest of the year.